Ooh. What is this beta shit? Live from the slimy white part of a half-cooked egg. It's a hard-boiled bucket. I see what you did there, Matt. Of Biz Nuggets. Joined as always by Over Easy, Emma Lurking, and Omelette, Matt Muscardi. I'm the yolk.
I
Damien,
think that's probably true.
Probably the.
you managed to give me my favorite egg form.
I'm probably
Over
the
Easy
chubbiest.
is my egg form of choice.
In today's Bakers and a Half Dozen plus one Nuggets called January 20th, 2022, Damien does some stories because Emma calls the headlines just funny. Matt rates racists. And Emma
Ew.
chooses sides in the somnambulic Web3 crypto feud.
Oh.
Yeah, I do actually.
I'm not sure which I'm more excited for.
I'm frightened of that story because I just am. I'm already asleep thinking about it. Here we go.
It's because you're from Gen X.
American Airlines flight attendants want more masking, less drinking.
Boo.
That's the headline. You clickbaited me, Bloomberg. Yesterday, you told me that Bobby Kotick has been CEO of Activision Blizzard since 2017. Yeah, it's true. Go to the article. It's true. They said 2017. It's 1991, dummy.
Oops.
And now you're clickbaiting me into thinking flight attendants want passengers to stop being such angry drunks? Nope. The Union for American Airlines Group Flight Attendants wants to temporarily reduce onboard food and beverage service to lessen the amount of time passengers go maskless during
Ooh.
flights. This ain't
Oh.
about less drunky, jerky punch. This is about less grody COVID breath. It's also about my desire to laugh at Bloomberg for being 26 years dumb. CEO since 2017? Their fact checker should put a mask on their bong. Not funny.
Moving on to some more not funny today. I have a small basket of racist nuggets that I'm going to sprinkle throughout today's stories.
Your
Today,
racism?
you two, you fools, are going to rate the racism on a scale of pre-racist to
Preemptively racist.
sweet racism.
I don't know what's
And
going on
I
here.
will tell you if you're correct. Here's the
Like
first
barbecue
headline.
sauce? I don't know what's happening.
I'm just saying. Here's the first headline. On his first day of office, the failed Carlyle co-CEO and now governor of Virginia,
Oh.
Glenn Youngkin,
Don't like this guy.
banned teaching critical race theory by executive order. Rate the racism! What do you think? How racist is this?
It's so
Sweet, sweet.
pandering. Yeah, it's pandering to ultra racists, which makes
You
me
are
sad.
incorrect. This is pre-racist.
Pre-racist.
Seeing as critical race theory is an educational theory on systemic racism that has never, ever been actually taught in Virginia.
Yeah, you're
So,
right, Matt. But it's also code for
Pre-racist.
It's also code for let's not teach about slavery anymore. That's what it's
Sure,
really
but
code
it's,
for.
I'm
Correct.
saying it's pre-racist. Like he's
I get you.
preemptively being
No,
racist.
Matt's wrong. Continue.
I got some bovinist stories here. Rate the bovinist headline. U.S. corn saves hungry Canadian cows after drought scorches feed. That's
This
one
one,
I'm
it's
gonna like.
a
this one's
funny
the most
headline. It was-
bovinist.
I'm going to say
It
that
was
again.
written. Someone had a good time writing that.
U.S. corn saves hungry Canadian cows after drought scorches feed. Canada is now one of the top buyers of U.S. corn as cattle ranchers scour for grain to feed their animals. Canada's corn buying spree will be 3.2 million metric tons, up from 457,000 tons last year. That's a lot more tons.
That's a lot of tons.
According to Bob Lowe, president of the Canadian Cattlemen's Association, if you can't get a car tire, that's an inconvenience. If a cow can't get something to eat, that's a major problem.
Oh,
True.
That's
I mean,
good.
What a weird analogy.
Kinda-
check his math there.
kind of hard to argue with that. But this ain't no smart food. Corn. Let's talk about corn. Corn makes cows fatter faster. Corn reduces cows' lifespan from about 5 years to about 14 months. It's populist math time. Bovine edition. 5 years equals 60 months minus 14 months equals getting my tummy faster. And you know what? Cows are not evolved to digest corn. Ugh. You have to teach cows how to eat corn, which means the following. I paraphrase here. Antibiotics, bloat, acidosis, acid stomach, bad case of heartburn, ulcerated rumen, bacteria escapes into the bloodstream, bacteria in the liver abscesses, more antibiotics. And you know what? I did this story just because Emma giggled at the headline. U.S. corn saves hungry Canadian cows after drought scorches feed. And because it's a subtle reminder that Emma is wrong about Beyond Meat. Sorry, Emma.
It's okay.
Wait.
I know I'm right.
I'm waiting for the headline that says Beyond Meat peas require U.S. corn in order to feed them. Is that coming?
Well, it's mind blown.
Next up in our Rate the Racists, here's the headline for you.
Psyched.
Senator Tom Cotton says
Oh,
Warriors co-owner
we talked about
Chamath should be forced to sell his
Ooh,
stake
we talked
in the
about that too.
NBA team following his comments that nobody cares about the Uyghur genocide in China. Rate the racism.
Yeah. Emma and I talked about this a lot this morning. This is like one of these mind-blowing vortex political, I pretend to care about this race
It's
spin
next level.
cycle. It's next level. I don't even know what to say about this because Tom Cotton is clearly just on an elevated plane of genius. That he suddenly cares about. Well, first of all, he cares about Chinese people and he cares about Muslims. Wow.
Damien's going with
Shocked.
elevated racism. Emma, how would you put
I'm
this?
sticking with sweet racism because not only is he pretending to care about a minority group that he doesn't actually care about, but he's doing it for his own political gain, which adds just like a nice sprinkle of self-interest on it.
It's a cool
Emma
anti-left
goes with
move.
the sweet baby rays of racism, but you're both wrong. I rate it as racist on racist crime. Tom Cotton also said not so long ago that slavery was, quote, a necessary evil, and that the Holocaust was, quote, also a necessary
true?
evil. This
What?
is
Are you
true.
serious?
Good job, Tom Cotton. Racist and racist crime.
And to add, disappointingly, the team you're talking about, you mentioned the Golden State Warriors, coached by Steve Kerr, who is a very openly, candidly political figure. He's not even weighing in on that. China sells a lot of basketball jerseys. That's
yes, it
China
does.
buys a
Republican
lot.
buys
Sorry.
shoes, baby.
It's a confusing topic. Let's move on. It is. Makes my head spin. Airbnb CEO joins work from anywhere party with plan. Airbnb.
What?
Airbnb CEO and co-founder and chair. Why do they always leave these fun bits out, Matt? Why don't they tell you that he's also the co-founder and the chair? Why is
Also
it not
dual
important?
class, isn't it?
Oh yeah, wait for it. Brian Chesky announced on Twitter that he is walking the talk of his golden age of travel, saying that he'll be living on Airbnb and staying in different locations for the next few months. Chesky has been vocal.
Just not
about-
Africa, right? If it was Africa, then there'd be activist
Remains to be
investors involved.
seen, Professor Scott Galloway. Chesky has been vocal about the pandemic changing the nature of travel as employees gain more flexibility to work from anywhere. Now it's my turn to be vocal.
Yes.
Actually, it's been my turn the whole show.
It's
That's
a whole
to
First
say,
of
it's
all-
always your turn.
It is. First of all, I analyzed the first 100 replies to his tweet. I actually did this. I counted 100 replies. I don't know what's wrong with me. And I will say, surprisingly, it was more than 90% positive. And of the negative tweets, they were basically constructive criticism. And good old Brian actually responded to some. Customer care from Airbnb was responding. Like, it was almost like Twitter
said
was
this happened-
working.
You said this happened on Twitter, I thought.
I know it was like oddly working. Maybe it's something about Brian Chesky. Is this Matt? I'll ask you this because you're from his fair home state. Is this because he went to RISD? Is this why people like him?
Oh.
You-
No.
No. Second of all, Airbnb is a goddamn fake public company.
Yes, it is. There it is.
Here we go.
Got it out.
We got 3 brosive co-founders. We got 3 brosive VC firms. They all control over 75% of the vote because their Class B shares are magically blessed with the power to be worth 20 votes per share.
Wow.
And of the 9 directors, only 5 are independent. And that includes 3 of the VC brosives and Anne, the busy Rolodex Mathers, who
Yes,
holds
she's
so many
there.
directorships. Google, Netflix, Bumble, Arista, that she told me in a private conversation over corn-flavored espresso last week that she doesn't even really know who she is anymore, or why she's here, or how she ended up at NYU. Oh wait, maybe that's Felicity.
Right. Oh, now the references are old.
I'm reaching there. Finally, this final gem that proves your company is run by a North Korean despot. Brian Chesky's pay package received the support of 99.998% of the votes, while his directorship, wait for it, received the support of 99.999% of the vote. You did it, Bry Guy! We haven't seen numbers like this since Putin played backgammon with a serf named Nikolai.
Oh, wow. I would like to say, though, and if you're listening,
Fake.
join us over here at Free Float Media. We can give you some direction.
Oh, a fifth directorship. Fifth directorship.
All right. Here's the headline from Dealbook. Tales from Crypto. A billionaire meme feud threatens the industry unity. A dispute over Web3 in the cryptocurrency industry was publicly exposed in a Twitter spat between Jack Dorsey and Mark Andreessen.
What's Web3?
So, great question. Wouldn't we all like to know?
What's
To
Web3?
my understanding, Web3 is an alternative
What's Web1?
iteration of the internet that operates on a democratic cryptocurrency token system. If you don't understand it from there, I'm sorry, Matt deleted all my other shit. However,
That's a true story.
the democratization rhetoric falls a little flat when Web3's funding comes from the exact same place that the current internet's funding came from.
Oh.
Institutional investors. Last year, venture capitalists spent almost $13 billion funding 460 different blockchain projects. And this is where the Jack Dorsey, Mark Andreessen feud comes into play. There's a
Right.
very boring, very nerdy Twitter fight between Jack Dorsey, Elon Musk, and Mark Andreessen about Web3 that I will try to sum up as quickly as possible. Yes, of course, Elon is involved. He's always involved.
Is it actually boring? It's not.
Yes, it's
not
actually
salacious?
boring.
Okay, okay.
That is why I did not include direct quotes. It is
Okay.
actually boring. So here's how it went. Jack accuses Web3 of being venture capital controlled centralized BS. Elon
sounds
joins
true,
in
though,
and
right?
he and Jack have a little party making fun of Web3. Mark,
Fun. Okay, good.
But you're saying
blocks
that's true.
Jack.
You're saying that's true.
Yes,
It
it
was.
is true.
it's
That it is venture capital.
kind of is
controlled
true,
central- Okay, okay.
and then Mark blocks Jack on Twitter and posts angsty memes about Web3 haters like a 12-year-old on Tumblr. That is what
Wait, wait. Hold
Yeah.
the clock here. You can block Jack Dorsey on Twitter? This is allowed?
Yes, you can.
Huh.
Mark proved it to us.
Who knew?
So
Good job.
that's it. That's the exchange. And you won't catch me siding with Jack Dorsey and Elon Musk very often, so if you've fallen asleep at this point, I suggest
have.
waking up just for this tidbit. Mark's
Okay.
venture capital fund has invested heavily into two Web3 programs in which 95% of the crypto tokens used for governance are owned by 1% of the token holders.
Wow, that's dual class.
Isn't it? It's the dual class of dual class. So this is like the crypto edition of a Les Mis reboot. King
Wait, what?
Louis owns the internet.
Okay.
Jean Valjean thinks that's fucked up and starts the
that?
French Revolution of the internet. Do you like
Okay.
how I am co-opting the story of the French Revolution?
It's so
here?
hard.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
But in order to fund the revolution, Jean Valjean takes seed money from Marie Antoinette. Where does Marie get her money? King Louis, of course.
This sounds like
So it's
a
just the
Jamie
same old
Dimon.
shit.
This sounds like something for Joey Romeo to play.
Where
and,
is Joey Romeo?
Joey
This
Romeo
story
in all
would be
this?
80% better
Yeah,
with
I
Joey
think you're right.
Romeo in it. I feel both more and less informed current at the
Welcome.
same time.
I don't know
So
what
I'm
Web3
going to
is.
round out my trio of Rate the Racism with my last story. Last up, here's the headline. Tesla judge says $137 million racism verdict is, quote, extremely high.
Tesla judge.
I have to give you a little bit of background on this. Tesla lost a jury verdict to Owen Diaz for racism, but have asked the amount of the verdict to be reduced to as little as 1.5 million, or about 1% of what was actually awarded. The judge said he was worried the amount may, quote, be untethered to the distress to which Mr. Diaz and his witnesses testified. So here we are. Rate the
Maybe.
racism. Go for
Okay.
it.
Maybe untethered to the distress. So,
Maybe
So-
untethered. Is it untethered?
I don't think I even understand what that means.
I don't either.
Correct. That is because neither of you can rate this because I rated it as boring racism.
Oh, no such
Boring
thing.
old racism. Here's
Right.
a snapshot of the distress to which Mr. Diaz and his witnesses testified. He says, quote,
Yeah.
you hear, hey boy, come here, N-word, or go back to Africa on a routine basis.
This
There
is
were
working
reports-
at Tesla.
Jesus.
This is working at Tesla. He reports racist graffiti and drawings visible around the factory, on the walls of toilets, for example. Swastikas were said to be prominently visible, and the initials KKK written on the walls.
Right.
Diaz's own shift supervisor once painted a figure meant to represent a person from Africa as a cartoon with thick lips and a bone in his hair with the word "boo"
And this is
written
all
underneath.
this has all been documented, I assume.
All documented. There were 120 lawsuits for discrimination filed to Tesla since 2018. Tesla's workforce is 10% black and its leadership is 4% black. Oh, wait. Breaking news. The leadership is now 2% black because one of the only black people we reported just this week, Valerie Capers, just left Tesla.
I wonder why.
So this is just rated as plain old boring racism. Good job.
Okay.
It's the one boring thing that Elon Musk does, racism.
Well, to be fair, yeah, go ahead, Emma.
For the record, I'm arguably not even happy with the $137 million as recompense.
I mean,
think
it does.
bump that
It does
sucker.
beg the question that how is the judge qualified to put a dollar figure on this in the first place? And to be fair, he said maybe untethered,
So
which means it
what
might be tethered. It might be tethered too.
what the judge is actually considering is precedent because no other discrimination thing is paid out this much.
This is being
But-
this is being tried in California.
This is tried in California, and the judge is a Barack Obama appointee. I looked into the judge. He's lots of he's not like some Republican appointee who is a racist. He's using precedent and things like that. But he's considering whether or not it's sort of outsized. But Diaz's lawyers are saying if you don't let the jury decide and make a statement, how will you deter anything anyway? Much less. How can you quantify the distress our client felt?
I was about to say, if anything else, doesn't he want a little notoriety? A little look at me. This is breaking boundaries. I don't know. If he does it for anything, do it for the fame.
That's
Whatever.
Emma Lurking's famous racist take.
Speaking of racism, let's go to Italy.
Oh, come on.
I mean, look, it's sad but true. Italians are furious as the cost of an espresso soars toward record highs.
Record highs.
The article, the writer also says Italians are fuming over the rising cost of an espresso coffee. That's in the same article.
I like that. Why does everything about this article sound like a monster truck rally?
According to a recent report from the Times of London, the cost of this popular morning drink has jumped from $1.13 to $1.25 in many cafes this year.
Furious.
Here's a quote from Furio Truzzi, head of the Italian consumer rights group Assuntate. He says, "We are receiving numerous complaints denouncing the rise in prices of coffee. It transforms a daily ritual for 5.5 million Italians into a luxury reserved for the rich."
Record highs.
Populous math time, eye roll edition. All right, let's do it. $1.25 minus $1.13. That means espresso prices are up 12 cents. If you get a nice espresso every morning before work, that's roughly 250 espressos per year. 250 times 12 cents. That's $30. $30 a year. That's 8 cents a day.
Wow.
The article also points out that experts say that consumers are so addicted to the consumption of coffee that they're likely to withstand price increases. I did this story because Emma giggled at the headline and because I love how we needed experts to point out that people are addicted to coffee. Oh.
Well, here's the one place the story is wrong. They don't have one espresso a day. They have 7.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
And the only time they're not is when they don't go to work between noon and 7 o'clock at night because they're busy resting.
Most of Italy.
That's all of Italy. That was all we have in our sloppy, slimy, albumin-filled bag of biz nuggets today. I am the caterer. That is Damian Rollis and Emma Lurking. We are Free Float Media. We'll be back tomorrow with our long show, about
one
the
felt
entire
long.
week. But actually, we have a special show
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah, plug it. What are we doing? We're doing the good game. We have a special guest. Who's our guest?
We got a special guest, Anu Shaw from a Close Consulting Group, an ESG consulting group. It's not as boring as it sounds, trust me. He's
No,
coming
it
to join
sounds
us. He's doing
opposite of
the
boring.
good game with us. He will be the arbiter of truth.
Wow.
And we're just a
Whoa.
bunch of lamos. If you want to join us on a good game at some point, call us 872-472.
Yeah, anybody.
Send us
Anybody.
a message. Reach out. We'd love to have you. If you are a nobody smoking in a
Could be the Duncan
Cumbies,
guy. He doesn't have
Yeah,
to be the co-founder of
Duncan
the
guy.
ESG consulting group.
join
Anybody.
us. I would
Yeah.
love if the Duncan guy played the good game. That would be the best good game we ever did. But we'll be doing that tomorrow. We will talk to you then. Goodbye.